2 weeks after an April 1st shooting in a small Jackson County town, we now have the stunning dash cam video of the early morning gunfire exchange.
The Maquoketa police officer involved was shot once in the arm and will return to work as early as tomorrow. The shooter was also hurt but died later from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Fox 28 News reporter Kevin Barry here now with the latest on this investigation. Kevin.
Scott and Tiffany, Sergeant Brendan Zeimet was about to go home at about 3 in the morning when he saw a truck parked on the wrong side of the street and facing the wrong way. He circled back to investigate, and that's where his path met the shooters, Aaron Scott. Just a warning, this story does include the dash cam video that shows their gunfight. In the early hours of April Fool's Day, just 2 weeks ago, Sergeant Brendan Zeimet was gassing up his patrol car before his shift ended.
You'll see initially the squad car going down the street, and he'll make a U-turn on Niagara Street. The actual traffic stop happens on West Grove.
Police say there was a call just a few minutes before involving a truck similar to the one Aaron Scott was sitting in. They think that piqued Sergeant Zeimet's interest, leading to a welfare check for the man inside.
As Sergeant Zeimet is approaching the truck, you'll see Aaron Scott get out. The door opens, and the door is actually blocking some of Sergeant Zeimet's view.
But just as the dash cam shows the barrel of an assault rifle poking out from the bottom of that door, Sergeant Zeimet notices it too. The officer backpedals to cover while ordering Scott to drop the rifle.
You'll see the gun that Aaron Scott has go from about a 45-degree angle, pointing to the ground up to his waist, and gunfire ensues at that point in time.
Police say Sergeant Zeimet believes he shot first. He's been cleared by the investigation, saying he used reasonable force in opening fire on Scott, knowing he was outgunned as the shooter brought the assault rifle to a shooting position.
He took the action that he felt was necessary to protect himself.
That resulted in an exchange of more than 20 shots, 7 from Sergeant Zeimet and upwards of 14 from Scott, on a small residential block with families sleeping just a few hundred feet away. It had local residents and the police chief thankful that it wasn't so much worse.
We had 2 other officers on that night and a dispatcher that did a great job, did all they had to do to survive.
Scott drove off and was found just a little while later after having shot himself. Police say he did have a history of mental illness. Be sure to check back in around 9:30 for more on what led up to that shooting earlier this month. Kevin Barry, Fox 28 News.